Hi, Rob here, and coming up on R&B Reviews, Team Captain America and Team Iron Man go head-to-head in the anticipated Captain America Civil War. Hello, and thank you for checking out R&B Reviews. Captain America Civil War pits two strong-headed members of the Avengers, Iron Man and Captain America, against each other. Directed by the Russo brothers, the same team behind Captain America the Winter Soldier, the movie starts where the Avengers have been getting mixed reactions from people worldwide. Some see them as heroes, while others see them as sort of vigilantes, and they blame the Avengers for the deaths of their loved ones and the battles that were fought in the previous Avenger films. So the United Nations has developed something called the Hero Registration Act, in which the Avengers would operate under the UN. Tony Stark, aka Iron Man, stands with this act because he feels that their actions must be kept in check, otherwise lives could continue to be lost. However, Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, feels that the government can't always protect the world and the Avengers would become restricted. On top of that, a further conflict arises when it's speculated that Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier, is behind a recent attack that killed a leader, and while Rogers wants to protect his friend, others want Barnes turned in. Eventually, this turns into a battle that includes other Marvel superheroes. On Team Iron Man, you have Iron Man, Black Panther, The Vision, Black Widow, War Machine, and Spiderman. And on Team Captain America, obviously you got Captain America, Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Hawkeye, Ant-Man, and Bucky Barnes. Now, I thought the Civil War was an enjoyable action movie. Like Winter Soldier before it, it plays like a spy action film, and while it highlights well-done action sequences, there's plenty of great moments for all the characters, and the theme of accountability I thought was well done. I enjoyed seeing the drama and tension between each of these characters. Each of them is very passionate about their point of view, and over the course of the movie, there's various story points involving all the characters that really help build the film up. Now, because of all the characters, when I was going into this movie, I was a little concerned that the movie would become overcrowded. I've seen it many times with other, superhero movies like Iron Man 2 and Amazing Spider-Man 2, where they'd be trying to put a lot in there, and it seemed like there's not enough space to, properly develop it. But I gotta say, because we're introduced to Black Panther and Spider-Man, I was, concerned about, getting enough time for each of these characters to have a sort of backstory or origin story. But this was not the case. We sort of get an origin story where we learn, how Black Panther, came about. And with Spider-Man, we are given just enough information in a scene between Stark and Peter Parker to get started. So basically, we were given enough information, and it didn't really feel overcrowded at all. And like I said, each character has a little sort of, story point that really, comes together and builds up to the film. Now, and in a way, during the movie, each character has a sort of opponent that they are after. Now, action-wise, I really didn't like the early action scenes at the beginning, like how they were done. This involves Captain America and his group on a mission in, I think it was Laos, and they're going up against a villain called Crossbones. These were very fast-paced, and they used quick-cut editing, and I felt like it came up with very dizzying results. And I didn't feel like I was on the edge of my seat. But for the later ones, including the big battle between the two superhero teams, I thought they were done much better because we could clearly see the action taking place. I think it was much better edited, and of course, they're characters that we know, and we get to see, them interacted. So those fights, I think, were done, put together much better. I also like that we got to see a little bit more of Scarlet Witch, played by Elizabeth Olsen. She develops a little bit more here. And after seeing this movie, I can't wait to see the Black Panther and the Spider-Man movie. I think Tom Holland as Spider-Man, I think, definitely stands out on his own as Spider-Man. As a sort of superhero, just, starting out, he's starting to figure out his powers. And I think he definitely holds against his own against Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man character interpretations. I don't know if it's probably just me, but as I was watching this movie, sometimes I kept feeling like I was starting to see things become a little bit more familiar, maybe with, how the formula of these Marvel movies, because I could almost predict when an action scene would, happen, or when we would get a character scene, and sometimes I felt like it was, sometimes I felt like I could see stuff coming at moments. Personally, I really like the second half of this movie much better because by this point it's more focused on Captain America and Iron Man and all of their stuff going on between the two of them, and there's by this point less to develop, and we could see a little bit more of what was going on. Now, in the movie, there is a kind of main villain. He's somebody that blames the Avengers for his family's demise, and while I thought he had an interesting backstory, I found him to be a bit colorless and almost like a stereotype you'd see in a Cold War spy film from decades ago. I'm not sure if Civil War is my favorite Captain America or Marvel film, but I thought it was an enjoyable action film with plenty of characters, conflicts. It doesn't really feel bloated at all, I think, and the fights with all the heroes I thought was well done, and I don't think fans will be disappointed. So for that, I'm going to give Captain America Civil War a see it in theaters rating. Alright, well that's my review of the Avengers. Go ahead and post your comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What you think of the movie? Go ahead and post your comments or leave any feedback you have on the channel. And if you're interested, check out the Made page and look at some other movies that are currently playing in the theaters or available for you to watch in the comforts of your own home. Thank you for watching.